Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. My name is Dave Tarbell, and I'm happy to be serving as your worship associate this morning. I want to offer a special welcome to any of you who are visiting with us here or for the first time. We're delighted to have you with us and look forward to getting to know you. Please plan to stay following the service and join us as our guests for the coffee hour, where you'll find lots of friendly folks to talk to, and those many who can answer questions that you might have. We have just a couple of announcements. First, we want to make sure everybody realizes the RE program ends at 11:45, so if the service happens to end earlier than that, please wait a bit before you go to pick up your kids. The RE group would like to have a dress-up box for the kids, so if you can bring in items for that, scarves, things that we can use for a dress-up box, that would be greatly appreciated. And then, we have been a welcoming congregation for many years. Even so, there are many new things that we need to know to be fully welcoming and inclusive. Everyone is invited to a presentation entitled Understanding and Supporting Transgender, Gender Non-Binary, and Intersex People. Julie Gray Owens, Executive Director of the Gender Equality of New York and a transgender activist, together with other members of the community, will discuss the topics and offer advice about how to be an advocate for the LGBTQ+ people in the face of homophobic and transphobic legislation. The workshop is from 1 to 3 in the sanctuary, and you are invited along with adults and friends and relatives. Please consider this. It's important. That's on October 2nd. Put it on your calendars. And now the morning bell will introduce our worship. I got things slightly out of order. I have to do one more thing. I have invited Katie and Helena Johnson to light our chalice this morning. This is especially important as it's Helena's birthday. Thank you so much. May this flame of our chalice inspire our thoughts and feelings this morning. I would now invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing.
Have the pastor come up.
She's going to, during the hymn. And join in singing our first hymn, number 1003 in your teal hymnal. Where do we come from?
You did that so well. Do you like singing in rounds? Good, because we're going to do some more of that today. Beloveds, let us enter into this space made holy by our presence. Let us enter into this hour made holy by our intention. Let us open our hearts to possibilities. Let us enter in. Let us worship together.
Good morning, all. Our time for all ages is a story called Wings of Change. Oh, Faith, I just love being a caterpillar. The morning dew tickles my belly button. The afternoon sun warms my fuzzy feet. And the soft green leaves taste so yummy in my tummy. I never want things to change, not one tiny bit.
As a wise old snail, I know changes are in the wind. Miraculous changes with brilliant colors. Beautiful wings and being able to fly through the air. As the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, you change the world too.
I don't understand. How could I ever have wings? I just want to stay a happy little caterpillar. I'm going to feel the dew, smell the moss, and eat these leaves that I love so much. Although I did have a very strange, frightening dream last night. I climbed up a bush, jumped off of a branch, and tried to fly. Luckily, I landed in a soft puff of moss, and I had only a few bumps and bruises. The other caterpillars were shouting, "Anu, you're being so reckless. Have you been eating bad leaves?"
You were in a caterpillar's body, but you were thinking and acting like a butterfly. Butterflies can stand atop rosebuds. They view meadows from the sky. Butterflies hear the echo of the stars. So remember, little one, as the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, when you change for the good, you change the world too.
I still don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to feel the dew, smell the moss, and eat the leaves I love so much. But now I'm going to take a nap. Faith, I had a really scary dream, another one. I dreamt I had a caterpillar's body, but big butterfly wings, and a strong wind blew me off a high branch, and I crashed to the ground.
Butterfly wings are so bright, so beautiful, so brilliant. The fragile wings could not bear the weight of your heavy caterpillar body.
Actually, that reminds me of another scary dream I had. I had big butterfly wings, but my body was very thin, and I had 6 spindly legs. I was crawling everywhere in search of food, but my thin legs got so tired and sore. Then a bird flew overhead, and I tried to hide under a thorny bush, but I tore my wings.
You were still thinking like a caterpillar. Thinking like a caterpillar does not work for butterflies. Tonight, you will make a very special bed where you will sleep in a very special way. From now on, there will be no more bad dreams. So remember, as the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, you change the world too.
So I don't know why I'm doing this, but it sure feels right. As the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, you change the world too. I'm going to snuggle into my new, warm, safe cocoon bed. I feel peaceful. It feels like a special light is warming me from the inside. Ooh, that tickles.
I haven't seen a new in many days. I think a new is going through a transformation.
It feels so different. I feel so happy. Look, I can fly. I can stand atop rosebuds and view meadows from the sky. I can hear the echo of the stars. I just love being a butterfly.
Say with me, as the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, you change the world too. Let's try that one more time. As the world turns, so do you. When you change for the good, you change the world too. It has been the tradition in this congregation to sing "Go Now in Peace" when the learners and teachers head off to the classrooms. We will do that, but today we need to understand one thing. The composer, Natalie Sleeth, has been very clear to the Unitarian Universalist Association. We are not allowed to change the lyrics that she wrote. Now, many congregations sang it with changed lyrics, but we consulted her and she said, no, you may not change the lyrics. And that means that we have to sing it as written, which is, may the love of God surround you. Now, I know that this is uncomfortable for some of you. So we have some options. We can talk about the discomfort and deal with it and sing it anyway, or we don't have to use this song. We can sing a different song. That's definitely an option. What we can't do is sing it with the changed lyrics. We can't do it legally, and we can't do it morally. It doesn't sit right with our Unitarian Universalist values when someone says, please don't do that, but we do it anyway, right? So we'll sing it today, but if there's another song that you think we could use, and that might be better, I would love to hear from you. So you can send me an email at minister@uufsb.org and let me know what hymn, what song you think we should sing. And maybe we'll try a few and see which one sits best. But will you join me now? Do we usually stand up for this? I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
And I want to say, because it's our first RE class this year, would the teachers of the K through 2 class please stand up? Everybody take a look. And would the teachers of the 3rd through 5th grade please stand up? And now, children, as you're sung out, look for your teachers and follow them into the right classroom. Thank you so much.
Following the spoken meditation, we will observe 1 minute of silence, followed by meditation in song. Our song this morning will be number 396 in the great hymnal, I Know This Rose Will Open. Oh, you want to sing this as a round? Yeah. Wonderful, great idea. I Know This Rose Will Open. Today's meditation is Nothing is Static by the Reverend Manish Mizra Masoretti and is included in the book Bless the Imperfect, Meditations for Congregational Leaders. The ground shifts, sometimes slowly, sometimes like an earthquake, reminding us that the solidity we often seek is an illusion. The crumbling of dust of the desert plains, the moist fertility of farmlands, the eroding coastline of tidal shores are all changing. Committees dissolve and are created, leaders retire or step away, ministers come and go, bylaws are amended. New experiences lead to new truths, which foster evolution. The natural course of life, always pushing us towards greater understanding of what it means to be human. Everything about our existence points towards change, flexibility, dynamic recreation. And it's hard because change involves loss. Can we hold the losses well while not holding ourselves back? The ground shifts, sometimes slowly, sometimes like an earthquake. Nothing is static. Our reading this morning is a video clip from the British TV show Doctor Who. The Doctor is a Time Lord who has the ability to regenerate. Each regeneration creates the Doctor in a new body, usually with some changes to his or her personality. In this episode, the Doctor has just regenerated, and his companion Clara is learning how to accept the new reality of the new Doctor. In this scene, we see Clara facing a dangerous foe.
We will reach the promised land.
The promised land, what's that?
Where is the other one?
I don't know. But I know where he will be. Where he will always be. If the Doctor is still the Doctor, he will have my back. I'm right, Lana. Go on, please, please, God, say I'm right.
Hello, hello, rubbish robots from the dawn of time. Thank you for all the gratuitous information. 5'1" and crying, you never stood a chance. Stop it. This is your power source. Feeble though it is, I can use it to blow this whole room if I see one thing that I don't like. And that includes karaoke and mime, so take no chances. See, Clara? That's how you disguise yourself as a droid.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a lot of time. I've been suddenly abandoned.
Yeah, sorry. No, actually, I'm not. You're brilliant on adrenaline. And I knew it out of your depth, sir. Never try and control a control freak.
I am not a control freak!
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you here?
But why did you invite us? The message. In the paper. That was you, wasn't it? I hate being wrong in public. Everybody forget that happened. Clara, say the word.
What?
They never sent you in here without a word.
I don't want to say it.
I've guessed it already.
Geronimo.
Where are my Whovians? I know you're here. Oh, there's one. Just one. Okay. So, I love Doctor Who. It's very theological. And change is part of this. In this clip, we saw that Clara was unsure of how the Doctor would be. She even said, I don't know where he is, but I know he'll have my back. You've been through some changes. You said goodbye to a long-term minister, and now this weird interim minister is here, and she's already changing things. But I hope you know that I will have your back. Change is inevitable, right? Sometimes we don't want things to change, but they change anyway. I went to the beach not too long ago to collect sea glass. Any sea glass people here? Some, yeah. And you know, that changes constantly. You can go to the same beach 2 days in a row, and one day there'll be so much glass, and the next day, hardly any, because the tide comes in and out, and everything changes. And I walked down to the shoreline. A good place to look for glass is at the high tide mark, but I walked down to the shoreline just to stand in the surf for a moment. And you know, if you've ever been to the beach, and it doesn't really matter if it's a stony beach like we have on the North Shore here, or a really sandy beach, But if it's a beach and you stand in the surf at the edge of the shoreline, you know that even if you stand absolutely still, if you don't move, the water changes the sand beneath you. Even if we stand still, everything changes around us. Everything changes around us. Even if we're not ready for it. If you stand in the surf and you think it's not going to change, what will happen with the waves and the changing sands? It'll knock you down. That's right. You'll fall down. It'll pull the sand right out from under you. But if you know that it's going to happen, you can make adjustments, right? Now, Clara had gotten to know the doctor, and she thought that nothing was going to change. The doctor travels in time and space, so they visited places together and they had adventures. But then the doctor regenerated into a person she didn't recognize, not physically. And as the doctor was getting used to his new self, she didn't completely recognize him inside either. But there were people who'd known him longer than Clara. They still recognized him as the doctor. Sometimes, if we're expecting it, we can adjust more easily to the changes. Clara was having a hard time adjusting to the new doctor until the moment when he proved he was still the doctor. He had her back. We're in a period of interim exploration now, right? I don't do things the same way Reverend Margie did. And we have an opportunity together to examine all sorts of things. Experiment, try some things out, see what works, see what doesn't. Maybe not everything will work, but we have certain guidelines. The doctor is still the doctor, and despite all the quirky outward appearances and changes and minor changes in personality, the doctor always helps humanity. The doctor has companions and might have different moods that dominate, but still travels in the TARDIS, that's time and relative dimension in space. And still does the things the doctor does. Oh, the doctor's tastes may change. One doctor might prefer jelly babies and another fish fingers with custard. If you haven't tried fish fingers with custard, we did this once for a Doctor Who party. They were pretty good. But still the doctor. As we change, we will still be the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook, yeah? Even if we chose to change our name, we'd still be this congregation here. We'd still be a UU congregation, yes? We have guidelines. We have our Unitarian Universalist Association covenant, and we have our congregational covenant. The things we do are within the boundaries of our covenant together. So maybe some things will look different. Maybe they'll feel a little different. I don't know yet where we're headed, because this is stuff that we have to do together. In faith, we will explore and do things together. We'll experiment, but I will have your back. Now, as I was working on this service and talking with Dan Weymouth, we talked about jazz. I hope there are some jazz fans here today. Jazz operates on many of the same principles that we're talking about. There are guidelines. You don't just show up and say, I'm a jazz musician and bang on things. There are guidelines, but there's improvisation. And within those guidelines, beautiful things happen. Dan, do mistakes ever happen? Dan, do mistakes ever happen in music? Yeah, mistakes happen. We roll with them. Now, if you ever have watched Bob Ross, he says we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents, right? So in jazz, we could call them happy accidents. Ooh, I didn't know we were switching to that key. Okay, we'll roll with it. So we're gonna try an experiment today. Our musicians are gonna play some improvisational jazz, and you are going to help. We're gonna set the guidelines for them, the limits under which they will work together. We don't know what they're gonna play. They don't know. Do you know what you're gonna play? They don't know what they're gonna play. Now, if you're watching at home, you can participate too. When I ask, I'm going to ask you specifically at home for one question. I'm going to ask you to type your request into the comments. So our musicians are going to work together to create something new, but they need to be going in the same direction. So we're going to give them a key, a tempo, and decide if we want it to be in major or minor. So who wants to give me a key that the musicians are going to play in? No, well, which key? We'll get to that later. F, did you say? F. We're going to play it in F, okay? We're going to be in F. Now, we need a tempo. Should it be slow and smooth? Middle of the road. I went to a seminary that was described once as roads have a middle for a reason. Okay. And I'd like to give this one to the folks at home, okay? Type your request into the comments and we'll pick one. Is it going to be major or minor? So give us a major chord and give us a minor chord. Okay, and do we have an answer in the comments yet? We're working on it. We're going to get an answer in the comments. Have any of you done any kind of improvisation, either music or theater or anything? So there are folks here who understand the guidelines. And when we do improvisation in theater, you know I'm vamping right now, right? When we do improvisation, I'm improvising. When we do improvisation in theater, we say improvisation is about yes and. So we're doing that too. Minor. We're going to have F minor in a mid-range. Go to it. Yeah. Wow. Wow, that was fabulous. Beloveds, we're gonna do that. But with us, with the congregation. We're gonna try some things out. Did you know where you were gonna end up when you started? No, they didn't know where they were gonna end up when they started, but they ended up beautifully. We don't necessarily know where we're gonna end up. We have some guidelines. We know we will end up. You're going to go into search and call a new minister. But beyond that, who knows where it's going to take us? Now, is that exciting for some of you? Is that unsettling for some of you? Is it both exciting and unsettling, both in the same place? It can be that, right? But remember, if the doctor is still the doctor, he will always have my back. I'd love to be the doctor, I'm not, but I will always have your back. Do you have each other's backs? Of course you do. Can we do this together? Of course we can. We're going to have some fun while we do it? Might we have some happy accidents? Yeah, that's all right. We will grow and learn and discover new things along the way. I am delighted to be on this journey with you. Namaste.
Each Sunday, we share our plate offerings with an organization that does work in the world aligned with our principles. This month's Share the Plate organization is Brookhaven Town National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. The mission of the NAACP is to secure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights in order to eliminate race-based discrimination and ensure the health and well-being of all persons. Brookhaven is the largest township in New York State in area and second most populous. The Brookhaven works with other community organizations and is currently involved and made progress advocating for many causes aligned with our Unitarian Universalist principles. Please give generously to support the Brookhaven NAACP and their many valuable programs and initiatives and our own fellowship. You may make your gifts in the plate or online. For those online, the link to donate is in the chat box. The offering will now be gratefully received.
the offertory is called that. The offertory is called an offertory because it is a piece of music. It is in itself an offering. We do the offering and the musicians play the offertory because that is in itself a gift, yeah? Yeah. Let us dedicate our offering. The words are in your order of service. To the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these, our offerings. Amen. Thank you. So during this interim period, it's customary to have a transition team. What's that? A transition team will help with some of the interim tasks, and especially with being conduits for communication. So I call forward now John Morris, Ellen Bartley, Elise Powell, Judd Komarczyk, and Karen Posey, and also our president, John Letterby. So I think we don't have everybody here today. You're standing in for the whole transition team, okay? You can do that.
Transition team, you pledge to work together as a team, to be available to the congregation, and to work with the interim minister and the congregation to accomplish the interim ministry tasks. So answer with we do.
They said we do. And members and friends of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook, do you pledge to openly communicate with the transition team and to participate with them during this interim ministry period? If so, say we do.
We do. Transition team minister, you have pledged to do the work and to support the congregation, and the congregation has pledged to participate with you. We are grateful for your pledge and your service to this congregation. I invite the congregation to join me in saying, we commission you.
We commission you. I invite you to rise. So this is our team. Thank you. Thank you for their service and a few more people. You may return to your seats. And I invite you and you may return to your seat. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing our final hymn in your teal hymnal number 1020, Wo Ya Ya. Beloveds, go in peace, go in love, go in exploration even though we don't know exactly where we're going, and go always in the footsteps of the holy. Amen. And now we extinguish our chalice flame, for our worship has ended and our service begins.
Sylvia.